I just wanted to mention this is really pretty what they did here because it looks like they painted the whole thing gold. Yeah. There's some neutrino hunters. Yeah. That are gearing up for some open season when it's complete. Yeah. The 10-meter tall golden ring will be a neutrino detector. Yeah. hmm Filled with almost 800 tons of liquid argon. Now, I've heard of this CERN. Yes. Mm. They accelerate neutrinos, and I once mentioned that the most frustrated being in humanity is the devil. Yes. They were looking for the God particle, and the devil didn't understand how he was made. Yeah. And a lot of money is spent on looking for that particle. Could you get me all those, what are they called again? Neutrino accelerators? Yeah. hmm The CERN? Yeah. And the particle accelerators? Yes. And the ionospheres there up in Alaska? Yeah. hmm I think governments are going to be buying steam generators for their electricity needs to find the God particle. Yes. And I really do feel that the devil's very, very frustrated. Sees this concept of having been what is known as the chief musician of the worship of God. Yes. And then a third of the angels fell. Yeah. So frustrating because the devil doesn't understand how he was made. Isn't that right, Howie? Somebody been leaking neutrinos, ions, or any other large electricity user? Yeah. Hmm. I've been wanting to sell some steam generators to governments. Yes. Now, let's say that you're using taxpayer funds for these accelerators there in Geneva. Yeah. Could you contact the Swiss because I emailed the whole Switzerland legislature? Yeah. Mhm. And I know Geneva is very important to a lot of the Swiss. Yes. But I thought for sure that I had the right to sue Switzerland. Yes. For any knowledge of violating my humanitarian rights. Yes. The use of fraud, forgery, and felony. Yes. To issue any court order that is enforceable in any jurisdiction of the world. Yes. And now we find out that you deprived me of an attorney. Yes. When I wasn't a resident of the state of Washington. Now I was looking at this res judicata, their State Department, Pompeo, this final and conclusive decision making of the United States of America. For governments that have to use a large amount of electricity to find their God particle. Yes. I thought, oh my gosh, look at that. Shiva, that Indian. Somebody made a donation of one of these goddesses of India. Yes. Put a statue of it in front of the CERN. Yep. And I'm not too much for the goddess. Yes. I know India's going to be upset at this. But for all your fake gods that you've been worshiping for quite a long time, it could be that the devil's frustrated and he's right. I know, am I making fun? There's 1.6 billion of them that all worship, what, 5 to 6,000 different gods that are supposed to. Now, why don't you get me the particle accelerators in each and every nation of the world? Yes. And then the 38 ionospheres. Yes. And their actual electricity usage. Yes. Now, for a nation, yeah, it might be 25 to 30 years of the actual electricity usage. Now, after the 30th year, the steam generator's yours, free and clear. And for every nation that has to enforce this dissolution of marriage, where I just really, really found out in the last 2 days I was deprived of legal counsel. I'm going to sue you, Pooch. And I'm going to sue Switzerland, too. And I'm probably going to obligate you to have to buy a steam generator for your CERN. Now, whoever it was that donated that goddess statue in front of the CERN, I could make a donation. Now, let's say you wanted some flamingos in your yard. Yes. why don't you get me the grass around the individual particle accelerators? Yes. These, what are they called again? Detectors that look for neutrinos. Yes. In the ionosphere. I can make pink plastic flamingos. Yes. And I'll make a donation and you can put those in front of your particles.